Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Onward VR Master League. My name is NightFiree with 2 E's. I'll be your solo captain this afternoon, guiding you through the rough seas that is the competitive world of Onward. If you're just joining us on this harrowing journey, today we are going to be experiencing a battle between SMC Tactical and Silent but Deadly. This is my reading voice. It is calm and smooth. No, I'm very excited for the matchup today. SMC Tactical back from a team retreat. Been doing some team building exercises, going out into the deserts as a group and just sort of wandering about, trying to find themselves, as one, out in the real high heat that you can only experience in Las Vegas. So they are tip-top Magoo, as we like to say in the industry. They are in good shape, or they should be. Or they're in terrible shape. Who knows? The trip could have torn the team's fabric apart. Today is what is going to be the deciding. Today is what we're going to see. We're going to see if these sorts of tactical retreats pay off. On the other side, we have Silent but Deadly, a silver-ranked team on the rise this season. playing very well, winning a bunch of their games in Season 7. They're also brand new to this season, but very few of these players are. We'll pop over quickly to the rosters before we get into the picked bands. A little unorthodox rotation here, but since we're on it, we have for SBD, Enigma, Dark Tunnel, Dr. Sean, 4Q, Rush of Light, Bear Grylls, and Vortex in the midst of joining. And over on SMC Tactical, you have your usual customers: Sickness, Captain Soda, Edna Jordan, Landon Jordan, Mr. Beefy, Pone Cake, Parzival, and Mixologist. Getting cut off there at the bottom, Mix. We still love you, babe. But that is the full roster for both squads. We'll quickly go back to the picked bands for the day. They are going to be, if we reset this, they are going to be Cargo and Snow Peak. I called it Snowdrift the other day, but it definitely is not called Snowdrift. So Cargo and Snow Peak off the menu. Snow Peak and recently added option to the VRML. And our first map pick is going to be Bazaar. So we're kicking things off on that close quarters, rough and tumbling Bazaar. We'll see how it shapes up. I think it could be a pretty good matchup. I've just been looking at how Silent but Deadly. I mean, you know, it's so up in the air, really. This is a very good test for Silent but Deadly. They've played up against Space Force, where they won, lost to Cats in the Hats, or actually, sorry, won, beat Cats in the Hats. So they beat the two new teams this season that have also been playing fairly well. Lost to Animal House, and that's their only loss this season. And then they also they've beat Ember and beat Reavers to kind of kick off their season. They're definitely starting things off with a good couple of wins, but now is sort of the real test. Will their newly shaped team be able to battle it out against a practiced and seemingly fresh team that is SMC Tactical? I don't know. It's definitely going to be interesting. That's why I wanted to tune in this afternoon. I wanted to bring you the action. Not really sure what we should be expecting. Taking a quick look at the active rosters. We have Bear Grylls, Dr. Sean, Enigma, 4Q, and Rush of Light active on Silent but Deadly. And over on SMC Tactical, we have Beefy, Captain Soda, Pone Cake, Landon Jordan, and The Sickness. Both teams just hashing out their round one strategy. Friendly reminder of how things all work here. If you are new, we have best of 3 series, so we play 3 maps. Even if a team wins the first 2 maps, we still play out the third because the overall points do matter. The total amount of points won goes into how much MMR you gain or lose. That is your matchmaking rating. That'll affect how you go up or down in the rankings. What we have today is SBD, Silent but Deadly. They are a silver ranked team with an MMR of 1210, and SMC Tactical are a diamond ranked team with an MMR of 1240. So there's a 30 MMR gap between both teams. That's relatively large for a regular scheduled season match, which this is. This isn't a challenge match from what I understand, or a button cup match, which we do have some of those coming up this week. Beginners versus Globochem on Saturday. So this is an underdog story, really. I'm going to paint it that way. Silent but Deadly coming in with a lot to gain here. Probably shift themselves up into a gold-ranked team if they can take SMC Tactical. I think SMC, they may dip down, but I think they'd still stay in diamond. Actually, we haven't talked about their performance this season. They've played a few more games than Silent but Deadly. Recently losing to Globochem, winning to Legionnaires, losing to Phoenix, winning to Animal House. So, I don't know. I just don't know what to expect. We're going to find out. No more waiting. Round number 1 of map 1 between SMC Tactical and Silent but Deadly begins now.
Alright guys, everybody knows what we're doing. Let's just get it done. Harder to hit, bro. Harder to hit. So do we have to watch for the quick process?
Early shots out from SMC just to deny the early cross. You'll see some teams toss smokes in this lane and run across this street early to get a sort of advantage. Tuck themselves in over there on the other side of the street. It's actually what SMC do. You can see they're sort of countering that early aggression with some pre-fire of their own. Nothing really going to be a issue here. Maybe 4Q running into some action if he can. Safely tucks himself back into the mini bazaar. They know he's here. He's going to toss a nade right where Landon is considering going up the stairs. Well placed. Could have caught him out. Landon does go up the stairs now. Suppressive fire to 4Q's back. And Ponecake using the sort of distraction of Landon up the top of the steps, trying to come in from the backside. 4Q is really in a tough place here.
I don't know where he's at. I don't know. He's upstairs, I think.
He's right outside the door.
Ooh, call-outs from Ponecake. Almost fooling Landon there, but Landon knew. Landon had the instinct that he was downstairs, and he was ready. He drew that gun quick and gets that kill. No trade even available. Now on the other side, the south, Mr. Beefy getting a bit suppressed here by Rush of Light. And nade coming out, not going to be quite far enough. But the shots do land. SMC Tactical turning things into a 5v3 very quickly. Now Dr. Sean going to start to feel the pressure, and the rest of Silent but Deadly cautious of the push here from SMC Tactical. Bear Grylls. A team kill. No, sorry, a res. Apologies. From Enigma. Turns it into a 4v5. And now they're trying to suppress Beefy on the south. While the push comes in at objective. Ponecake right here next to Bear Grylls. Bear Grylls radioing in this information to his team. Soda goes down by Dr. Sean. A nice pickup at objective. He's sitting there on objective. Ponecake with those shots takes one out. Dr. Sean able to answer back on the Ponecake. Dr. Sean doing some work inside these smokes, and the push is coming out. 3:57 on the clock. Team's moving fast. Sean finds another. An Enigma picking land, and SMC Tactical dropping like flies, and now there's only one left. Mr. Beefy, the lone survivor on the south side with 3:50 on the clock. Silent but deadly with a team kill. Dr. Sean murdering everybody that gets close to objective. Enigma has to be careful radio, and in his position, it could be another TK. Oh, it almost was. Dr. Sean going for that 9v1. The fabled, the rumored, the mythical 9v1. Almost pulls it off. A great couple of kills, though, to deny entry onto objective, staying in that smoke. Now leaving it all to Beefy in a 1v2. 3 minutes and 15 on the clock. That was action-packed first 2 minutes of the round right there. Onboard Beefy here, making his approach from the north. He's rotated back, has that available time.
I don't have a lot of time.
He knows he isn't. He says he doesn't have a lot of time. He has 2.5. That is a decent amount of time left for him to move. Nearly catches one out. Now what's his plan here? Can't get caught out in the street. Has to rotate around, but then gets caught in that rotation by Enigma. Can't land the shots he needs. And Silent but Deadly hanging on underneath a very good push against SMC Tactical. A very solid defensive win from them. And they take the lead 1-0. Man, I was not expecting that. Silent but Deadly looking like they were just gonna, that one was gonna be no good. Quickly going down to 3v4. The res available does come up. They managed to hold off Beefy from the south. All the while, I mean, advancements coming in from the mini bazaar. Let's look at the KD here again. Dr. Sean picking up 2 in the smoke. Just huge there. Actually 3, because he then team killed one of his teammates. So 4, really. But 3 enemies and 1 friendly down there by objective. Nicely done for him. And Enigma picking up 2. If that sort of trend continues. I feel like it's been a while since we've seen teams. I don't know. I would love to see top tier teams sort of rely on like 2 powerhouse players and then have 3 players that support them well. Maybe there are teams now that do that, and I just haven't really thought or reflected upon it. But I just kind of think back to some other professional teams and how they're formed. And it's kind of, some teams do form around one key player. Not to say that that's the case after only watching one round from Silent but Deadly. But I'd love to, I don't know, maybe chat, what are your thoughts? Maybe teams do exist like that already. See how Silent but Deadly fares on the offensive as we dive into round 2 for map number 1. And we do have a abandon from SMC Tactical, a premature dive in. I apologize. Make sure we're all good on the rosters real quick. I think everybody is in here. Take a quick look at the KDs while we're here. You can see the 2 O's from Sean and Enigma. Enigma also kept picking up a res there on that south side. Very important. I think now we're going to hop into round 2.
Everybody's in the north. You guys go north and take the street.
So just pretend that I did that sweet, sweet logo.
Through the thing and
Also, shout out to Gladiator as well as Ferris. Thank you guys so much for dropping the subs. Support to the channel is much appreciated. Goes out to us casters and the mods of the league. Helps bring you all this excellent content on fine days such as this. Landon definitely going to be the first one of SMC to encounter the silent but deadly offense. Forky as well, looking right at this window, finds a nice headshot. Landon not going to be able to radio in anything. And Forky kicking it off with a very good early pick. Shots out from Sean up towards their advancing party member, Bear Grylls, pushing up a little bit more quickly than the rest of his squad. Take a quick observation of where SMC now lies. Sickness, waiting for a cross. Nobody really covering the street here. I have honestly a bit of a weak coverage. Pwnecake maybe has some lines of sight through some windows, but he's looking south as well, occasionally shifting his view here to Mini Bazaar. But Silent but Deadly have this easily under their control. They can advance in through this Mini Courtyard area and really wreak some havoc with proper smokes. It is what SMC Tactical tried last time and not have much success. A team kill with a nade, rush of the light, tossing one to a spot that Sickness typically takes, but Bear Grylls was right there. If he had gotten any closer, it could have been a full team kill. Very fortunate. Forky with a great angle from the window somehow gets a very good shot onto the back line of SMC. That is not what they needed to lose, because now they really have weak coverage on this courtyard area. Soda going down, and Silent but Deadly are picking apart this SMC Tactical defense. It's going to come down to Sickness and Beefy holding on to this cross. There's one across at objective. Sickness coming out, gets one. But they're there, punching in the code. He's capping in. Dr. Sean about to get Silent but Deadly a 3-0 lead on map 1 against SMC Tactical. Wow. What are we watching right now? The underdogs, 30 MMR down from SMC Tactical, are doing some work on SMC's map choice for map number 1. Taking a 3-0 lead. And now they go on to the defensive. Silent but Deadly. Wow, what the heck is going on here? A great new team, but not new players. Something we highlighted just a little bit before the start of this match. talk about it again. 4Q been in the league for a very long time. Same thing with Enigma, Dr. Sean, Rush of Light, Bear Grylls. All of these players have been playing for quite a while. Really just a bit of a name rebrand, if you will, for a very skilled team. Those 4Qs, let's take a look. Let's see. Stone Cold Killers. Last Enigmas as well. So yeah, this is where we've hacked the code, people. We've figured out the underlying the underlying core of Silent but Deadly. It is Stone Cold Killers. They have gone through a rebranding. Well, it's not Stone Cold Killers. Stone Cold Killers is still very much an active team in this league, but it's 3 or 4 ex-Stone Cold Killers players back together for Season 7, so not surprising to see them playing well, but to be playing this well against SMC Tactical is a surprise. Let's see what SMC has up their sleeve as we hop into their offensive round. Round number 3 of Map 1. We're off to a blazing start right now. SMC Tactical have to be
So buggy.
refocusing right now, at the very least. Trying to get their attention back to disciplined and consistent play. Shots there from Beefy, getting SMC the early lead they were looking for. Catches out of rotations. More from Rush of Light over towards SMC Tactical. They're really trying to deny the early cross here, and it definitely was a risk. They lost one already into a 4v5 with 5.5 left.
Better be ready.
Relatively fast moves there from SMC Tactical. That quick spawn there on the south does allow you to quickly cross that street relatively undercover. Sickness here on the north. Rotating quickly, more shots from Pwnecake out towards the center of the heart of the defense from Silent but Deadly. Also finds one on stairs, and now SMC Tactical off to a fantastic start to this round, to their comeback round. They have to be looking for cap here. They have to be thinking smokes.
Rather die than get capped on.
Although that is very risky.
It's just me and you, Rush.
Punching in a code here, trying to get the cap. 3-0. You definitely don't want to throw away what definitely was looking like a sure thing right here. Dr. Sean, on objective, was able to clutch a round for them already. Now he's going to have to clutch it for Silent but Deadly. Rush of Light going down to the bat on the backside of Dr. Sean, and now he's being surrounded here by 5 SMC Tactical. You can hear Sickness there, almost a bit disappointed. Oh boy. Get over here to that scoreboard. While I try and get out of this trap dimension I have put the camera in. A round, regardless, for SMC Tactical. They have put themselves on the board. Looking for the cap there, definitely. You can hear sort of Sickness being a bit disappointed that he didn't get it. Either way, the win, and now the comeback starts. SMC Tactical going on the defense. A very good thing. I mean, probably the best case scenario to start your comeback on offense. You can now sort of rest back, take it a little bit easy, take a breather on this defensive round. The map's still very much on the line, but now there's at least opportunity, a little bit better chance to hunker down tight. The real hard part is stringing together 4 wins in a row if they want to take this map. That's what it's going to take. Silent but Deadly have started things off in the best case for them. Man, what a great series to kick off the week. Into round number 4 we go. 4 points on the board. You may think, Knight, do your math. It's round 5. It's not. There's a cap. Silent but Deadly did punch in the code and score a cap onto the noses of SMC Tactical.
I'm not going fountain.
We'll see if they let that happen again, or if they can grab themselves a Volk round here and hold on to the map.
I'm gonna keep an eye on
Similarly fast moves from Silent but Deadly, but Landon Jordan ready for it over on the east at the very least, catching out Dr. Sean. Rush of Light inching his way forward. We're here using scaffolding to try and get a line of sight onto any potential defenders across the Bazaar Way, but Beefy really the only one that's going to be running into him. He'll be the first one that sees anybody if they decide to push forward and cross the street. I actually don't know if that pillar will deny the angle that he needs. Take a look at the overhead. You can see the rotation happening up north. Landon there.
West courtyard, right?
Going to be the one that experiences those shots if he decides to turn around. Keep an eye here on Beefy and also pop over to Landon's position. Actually, he's shifted in. Who is that on the north, I wonder?
No, not yet. I know I downed the one over by.
Pone Cake there. Has his back exposed.
The more you talk, the more you're a target.
If anyone comes and peeks through that window, he's going to be in trouble. Doesn't look like they're opting for that sort of rotation. It does seem like Beefy is going to be the one that's going to encounter them first. Has his gun trained right on a silent but deadly enemy, but can't quite see it through the wood.
Make sure to overlook for crawlers.
Good communication here from SMC, ensuring everybody has vision, has their lines of sight covered. 4Q looking for shots and angles of his own. See him curiously tweaked his body there.
mic clicks when you guys are ready.
Wish I wouldn't clip into walls. Devs, please. Spectating pretty hard. Landon patiently waiting for the push. 240 left from Silent but Deadly. A very EU style push here.
Grenade at me on the bail. There's at least one east side though. He's at the
Bear Grylls seriously botching a nade, and now hearing Landon's callouts, tries to throw another. Just having a tough time getting these out of his hand. 2.5 minutes down and the smokes are out. This is it from Silent but Deadly. We'll see if SMC can hold on to the map. What's coming down to. The flashes and smokes are out. Landon's looking for any angle he can get. He can't seem to find one out through that window there. A nade, a team frag from 4Q catches out Bear Grylls, and the rotations are out. Rush of Light and Captain Soda in a bit of a trade there, and Beefy looking for anything, looking for action out into the center here.
There's one moving up left side of Middle Market. Just came out of the green smoke.
Pumping some rounds through the wood, not landing them. Team kills coming out, and Landon finds the final one. SMC Tactical continue their comeback 2-3. SMC, I think, have turned on the gas here. They shook off the fog from the desert. The desert haze has been cleared from their eyes. They've kicked the sand out of their boots. And they are ready to play some Onward here. Losing 3 rounds early. Now trying to muster 4 in a row. Potentially a cap here. I think SBD definitely have to be ready for a cap attempt from SMC Tactical. It's risky for sure, but this is where they can take the map, avoid having to play another round. Silent but Deadly have been playing well. This is SMC Tactical's map choice. There's so much to factor in for what could happen in this next round. It's been map point for a little bit now, so the pressure is on. Pressure is on, and round number 5 has just begun. Early cap makes the scores a lion. As to what round we really are on, it is 5, and we'll see if Silent but Deadly can get themselves a map number 1 against SMC Tactical. 30 MMR difference between the two teams. Silent but Deadly's first season in the league, although we've cracked the code. It is a lot of ex-Stone Cold Killers players from season 5 and 6.
Alright, one cross. He's coming north.
Already a little bit of aggression there from SMC Tactical. Dr. Sean did identify and put some rounds down that lane.
Toward the north, behind kiosk.
More here from Enigma as Pone Cake goes down. The refrag from Beefy attempted. Enig goes out, not quite far enough. He's gonna try a nade of his own. Good toss, but elevated a bit too high, bursts a bit too high, misses his target, and now Landon and Sean experiencing a trade. Enigma definitely gonna be the next one he runs into, and they're ready for the hard push from SMC Tactical. Enigma calling out Rush, very concerned about the crossing. Landon barely unable to see him.
Rush, there's one to my south.
Oh no, in the worst case scenario, I take that back. That's the worst case scenario. Bear Grylls gives away his location as he confirms his teammate and then gets shot in the head by Landon. He is resable. I guess it could get worse if the reser that goes over there team kills and then gets killed. But hopefully that won't happen. Enigma here hunting for Landon. Fortunate to actually pick the right body as well. Does get the res, turns it into a 4v4. And then looking for anything through these smokes, getting right up onto objective here. Definitely the closest one to the action. Enigma can't see him now that he's crouched, but he's safely inside. Safely to some extent. Bear Grylls in the corner, gets caught out by Landon as he rounds it. The shots start ringing out. Do they start to rotate? Yes, Enigma does. He realizes the potential of the cap. And here's the trade. Enigma finds him. No team kills. There is a team kill. 4Q catching Enigma in the panic, and it turns into a 1v3, the worst case for 4Q here. He is able to get a res though, so it's not the not the worst. 3v2. Scratch that, a 1v3 again. Beefy catching one out. Trying to rotate around towards objective. He'll drop back as 4Q looks for anything here, ensuring that nobody's capping. 3 minutes left. I wonder if SMC now are going to regroup. Doesn't look like it, as Soda able to find a pick onto 4Q on the backside on the rotation. This is the comeback that SMC need, and it's happening. We're tied up 3-3. Got some comments in chat. We have a nice clip here. I would like you guys, if you could, to try and clip the action. We'll try and feature your clips on stream live. Give you the props and the shout out, and it does really help also with our post-production shows coming out of VR Respawn and the likes. Helps putting that together, so please, a reminder, clip all the good action, clip the comebacks, clip the good kills. I'm also trying to get a little bit more first-person perspective, so curious on the thoughts on that. And, yeah, you know, feedback is good. One thing's for sure, I want to see how this map 1 shakes out. It is round 6. We're tied up 3-3. I was not expecting this. I was thinking, all right, I'm going to cast an SMC match. It's against Silent but Deadly. I was anticipating, honestly, SMC to sort of at least 4-2, 4-2, you know, the first 2 maps. But here we are, tied up. Silent but Deadly putting up a very good fight for map number 1. SMC's map choice, a reminder as well.
Not there. Far spawn.
We'll see what map number 2 is. And some of those rookies may be wondering, you know, how they know what they know. Sickness able to catch Rush of Light already on the north side, and the way this works is there's multiple spawns per objective. Make that 2 spawns per objective. Landon was able to identify that there was no early pushing, meaning that the spawn was not on the east, or on the west, sorry. And so I think that allowed the rest of SMC Tactical to get up into their position. Sickness was ready for that north cross. Dr. Sean in a very exposed spot here. Landon has all sorts of potential quick angles he can peek and catch out. A nice nade up and over, actually, to catch out what could have been an early, an up in front defender there. Revive from Rush of Light gets back the north. I wonder how Sickness missed that. Maybe he rotated off that kill. Oh no, the smoke's there covering up his vision. Now he's taking shots. I also realized now that he wasn't calling out a rush from the team. He was calling out Rush of Light going down. Rush now pushing forward here. Rushing, so to speak. There's a teammate to his right and converging onto Sickness. They know they have him here behind White Car, but not any longer. Sickness able to rotate out. So yeah, if you want to up your game, a good way to do it is to identify spawn points for objectives. Memorize where teams can spawn. 4Q. Great line of sight there. Picks out Landon. Tries to rotate around into his corner. Gets a little caught up and drops back.
-1.
Light also able to find one. Mr. Beefy may very well be the next Volk to find, or the first Volk rather, to find a pick. This is map point here, and Silent but Deadly are leading against SMC on the offensive. 5v3. Beefy's tucked in, waiting for this cross. Sean looking here, actually gets Beefy first, and now it's a 5v2. The smoke's coming out onto objective. Are Silent but Deadly going to be looking for a cap? It's very risky, and Sickness pushing in towards objective, does find one. Sickness getting very exposed on this rotation. Checks his right, but doesn't see the defender there, or the offender there now. Bear Grylls. Pistol shots trying to distract them, and Sickness now out in the open. Crosses around and gets picked off. Soda now the last alive for SMC. They're in a 4v1, and Silent but Deadly, they want map 1. They gave up 3 in a row, but they've come back with a fantastic offensive round, and we'll see if Soda can clutch this. Those clutch emotes out in chat, people. The the double up, though. Catches out Soda. Silent but deadly. Taking map number 1 against SMC. The 30 MMR underdogs with the lead. And now we go into their map pick. Wow. What time to be alive. Shout out again to those dropping these subs and bits. I really do appreciate it. I like casting. I like doing the VRML support. Definitely nice. Helps a little bit. But I do it because it's fun. It is all very much appreciated, though. No more waiting. Map number 2. Silent but Deadly's pick. Maybe an attempt to throw SMC Tactical off their game. I don't know if it'll work. We'll see. It is going to be Tanker. Not seeing any roster switch-ups as well. Both teams sticking with the same 5. So far, Silent but Deadly have been playing very well. I'm going to focus a little bit more here on their play style. I feel like I've just been kind of watching them beat SMC and not really paying attention as to how. Maybe we'll get a better insight here as we go into their map pick. Map number 2, round 1.
Smoke up there right away. Gives you 35
I think that was a shout out to Smoils. Oh, wow. Silent but Deadly wanted to catch SMC off guard here by picking Tanker, but I don't know if that's going to be the case. SMC already getting an insta pick on spawn. A nade there following up on Deshaun, and SMC do not want to lose early like they did last round. A disconnect, unfortunate there for Silent but Deadly. Now it's a 2v3. I think 4Q hears these footsteps. He suspects it's someone on the other side of the room. Maybe not down on the stairs. I think he sees the breath there. And should see the helmet there. Sickness picking out Dr. Sean. 4Q. A bit of a looking battle here, and across from the other side, the trade and SMC Tactical grabbing round 1. 4 with 4 alive. Oh, sorry, not yet actually. How did Enigma surviving all of this? Thought he went down. Much apologies. Still a 1v4 here. These 1vx's always get a little bit slow. Solo player trying to sort of evaluate his potential options, think about what he can do, maybe wait and see if any aggression comes out and he can find himself a pick. Doesn't look like Sickness or Pwnkic want to cross this line of defense though. Enigma's gonna go downstairs. That's not the best of ideas. He'll find another defender waiting for him. Pwnkic confirming 4Q there. Enigma able to find Captain Soda on this long lane. A nice pick and drops back. He has plenty of time, 3.5. Maybe he'll cross to the other side of the ship and pop out there on those sides of the stairs, or he'll go way back, which is what he's going to do. He realizes he has the time, and he's going to slow it up. You gotta wonder if that rotation was worth it. He dropped all the way back, didn't bother to come up these stairs, and now he's on the same side that he just was. He could have came up these stairs and been right here. We'll see what I don't know. I'm not the player though. Maybe the burning the clock like this is gonna become, or is gonna play into his favor. He also did get a nade there. Pretty good, too. Almost goes inside. Catch Sickness, but doesn't. Pwnkic, most forward-facing defender, hunting for Enigma here. Finally, Pwnkic able to grab him out, and SMC tactical. And here from Sickness, a good start, and I'd agree. What they needed after losing round 1 in that close battle, and now obviously Silent but Deadly need to answer back appropriately. That was definitely the longest between round timer we've had in this series so far. There's your KD. Pwnkic picking up 2 last round. No early picks for Silent but Deadly. Almost actually grabbing Soda on the cross. Also coming in, not going to the right corner. Soda will be safe. Rush of Light maybe trying to make his appearance though. Doesn't. Continues his blanket looking. Landon Jordan finds one. Rush of Light at the backside of another. Shots ringing out across the map here. Beefy. SMC Tactical pushing in on objective. This could be bad news if 4Q and the rest of that defense don't come in. 4Q actually team killing Rush of Light, who was rotating around there. Enigma on objective. Realizes Sickness is punching in the code. Beefy now trying to get his hands. And 4Q so far away from objective. They have all the time in the world to get the code. Ponecake has to avoid killing him here, but he can't. Landon actually the one to get him. And despite all the time available, SMC just grabbed the 1 point. Very fortunate for Silent but Deadly. And a bit of a reversal here. Silent SMC Tactical taking the lead on Silent but Deadly's map choice. If you are just tuning in, you missed well, you're in the middle of a good series. Map number 1, quite a fun one to spectate. Bazaar going 3-0 early to Silent but Deadly. Then 3-point comeback from SMC Tactical with the final round rather being played. Silent but Deadly taking map number 1. Now here we are, map 2, and SMC Tactical are trying to answer back. They need this second map here if they want to take it to a true best of 3. That's what they're trying to do. Here we go, round number 3. An underground objective, that's where they all are at. They're going to be funneling into their respective locations, covering the entryways. While Silent but Deadly sent 2 up top and 1 down under. Landon actually firing here at an entirely different target, Enigma. 4Q was able to grab 1.
Still 5 of us up.
Grills utilizing that top floor, coming downstairs. Shots here out towards Landon do shift Sickness's attention over to that side just for a second. As Bear Grylls comes in and nade up and over. Bear Grylls, does he push forward? No, the frag catches both of them out. Landon going down from Dr. Sean in the meantime, and Silent but Deadly pushing in on objective with 2 alive. Soda. Sorry, 3 alive. Soda able to get 1 and confirm it, so no res there. They're into a 3v2. Ponecake actually trying to flank on the backside. Gets caught out by Dr. Sean coming down the stairs. Very good defensive move from him, and now it is all up to Captain Soda on objective. Silent but Deadly looking much better on this offensive round. I believe there is 3 left alive. We have a bit of a visual bug there on the UI. I think maybe he dropped and reconnected. Either way, it is a 1v3. Soda still has to fend them off. He can't get it. Does get Dr. Sean. Gets tagged and gets the heal all before the rest of Silent but Deadly can converge. There could be another there. He's tucked himself in a nice little in-between spot here where he can be covered on both sides. It's going to take coordination from Silent but Deadly. Creeping his way forward. If he's prone, he may be able to spot the feet, but I don't think he's looking there. Rush of light! Almost going down, but Enigma able to get him through a sliver on the backside, and Silent but Deadly get themselves on the board on their map pick. Mustering up the comeback of their own. Man, we could have had really mirrored maps there if SMC had gotten that cap. It would have been played out the exact same. Way to ruin it, SMC. Man, what a great series so far. Looking at the KDs here. SMC Tactical keeping it spread out. 3-1, 3-1, 2-2, 2-2. Silent but Deadly, a bit more confined onto Enigma, who's been doing well last round or two. He's 4-2. Dr. Sean next up there with 1-3. Everybody else, 4Q as well, 1-3. See if those score lines change at all. So we hop into our next round. Round number 4 of map number 2. SMC Tactical attacking that downstairs objective. We'll see how they decide to approach it. They are going to send Captain Soda cover 1 lane, 2 up top, and 2 on the other side. Quick advance from this squad. Sickness pushing up Pwnecake. Trading with Enigma. Landon trailing behind Sickness does catch out potential flank. The res coming in here from Mr. Beefy. So the trade there in favor of SMC turns it into a 5v4. Girls 4Q and Dr. Sean. Patiently waiting in objective room while they have their rusher of light watching the flank. Dr. Sean able to find the feet of Sickness. Very important pickup. Landon finds the refrag. Pwnecake catches one out with a nade. Bear Grylls confirming himself with a nade of his own that he had prepped. And 4Q and Rusher of Light, the last 2 alive. 4Q drops a flash, thankfully, just on him. And Pwnecake catching Rusher, trying to rotate. 4Q crashing on towards objective, and Pwnecake doing work in objective. SMC up 3-1. Ugh. My voice needs breaks, so that's why we're just listening to the music between these rounds. I suppose we could go to the soothing voice and just do a cast like this, nice and calm. And oh, push coming out from SMC Tactical here up against the objective. Cap's coming out. Has 5 seconds to punch it in. And he gets it. Cap for SMC Tactical. Will that be good? It could be silent but deadly too, alright, jeez. V1 here in map number 2 for SMC. They're looking to mount their comeback on the series, as they are down 1 map already. War cry from Silent but Deadly to send them out into battle. Certainly to strike fear into the hearts of their enemies. There's an upstairs objective as well here, so the push mostly focused up top. Landon Jordan able to deny Rush of Light, also gets picked up by 4Q's nade. Trades going in across the center and underground. 4Q gets 1. Another does go down, actually finding a second. SMC Tactical now into a 2v2 with 1. Resible Sickness changes that into a 1v2, and 4Q's on the backside. Silent but Deadly here. Could be looking at losing the map. But 4Q is doing some work. He's found 3. I think that's his 4th kill actually this round. And can he get all 5? Can he get the squad wipe? He's trying. The push on the other side. 440 left. Playing so aggressive against each other here. Mr. Beefy's looking for it. Will he catch him out in the cross? No. Well, maybe he starts to get a little confused. Starts to lose focus of where 4Q could be. 4Q now maybe trying to lose the scent, drops underground. I don't think 4Q has a line of sight onto Beefy here. Just holding an angle with 350 left. I also don't think he can cap from inside here. There's actually 1 still resable for Silent but Deadly. 4Q could get the res off. Instead, I think he's just relying on comms from that dead person. I wonder who it is. I think he did get called out. Beefy's on the back end looking here for 4Q through the tinted windows. Spots him out, and SMC just able to grab map number 2. 4Q almost mustering a hell of a comeback for Silent but Deadly there to keep him in it. Can't quite do it. And now we go to the decider. Map number 3. It has been a while since I've had one. I'm excited to have it here today. This team is going to be dangerous when they really fire up their coordination to the next level. We saw a lot of T kills come out throughout this series from Silent but Deadly, but they've been playing well when they, when they get together and work together. The coordination is definitely there. They have strong defense. I'd like to see. I don't know. I'm trying to think of. They've been deploying a lot of smokes too. Yeah, they did get a cap. it's been good play on both sides. It's very similar play styles, really, when I kind of think about it. I feel like Silent but Deadly and SMC have just been clashing. Fast rounds right away, right into the action for both teams when they go on to offense. Exciting stuff. And I am really happy about this Map 3 decider. It is going to be SMC's pick, and it is going to be Quarantine. I think this is a fantastic map for both of these teams to square off in for a series decider. What do you think, Nightfire? No. What do you think, Nightfire? Well, I think it's going to be a heck of a battle. SMC Tactical have all sorts of fantastic maneuvers on this map. They are well practiced and well seasoned. But will they be seasoned enough for the experienced palette of Silent but Deadly? You tell me, Nightfire. I don't know, it's a great question, Knight. We will see how it shapes up. SMC Tactical firing it up onto the defense. Very confused by what I'm seeing. I think that was premature. Yes, it was. Round has not started, no worries. All is well. It is going to be Quarantine. Taking a bit of time here for Silent but Deadly to get their fifth in. That's what we're currently waiting on. Maybe they are doing a sub. That would be interesting to see. Either that or one of their players having some tech difficulties and going through a restart. And we should be back into the action shortly for the series decider. I wonder if Silent but Deadly are going to have to use a timeout here. I think we'll briefly cut to an intermission. Oftentimes we don't use all that time, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. The series decider is coming up, people. Can't miss this. Told you we didn't have to wait the whole time. Finally have the rosters in. A little disconnect issue. They're all sorted.
Just get quiet. Don't stomp around up there.
The tactical on the defensive. I'm wondering. I know this was. You know, this might have been SMC Tactical picking Volk for the final map and Silent but Deadly choosing Quarantine. I do remember SMC playing well on Quarantine, though, so I'm curious
Checking actively. I'm just checking for any
how
trouble.
this will fare out for the squad.
There you go. Nobody went south, and I'll try to keep it that way.
So they're trying to take some shots at the UAV. Doesn't get it. Now they know Soda's here tucked in the corner. There, finally spots it, tags it, and no more vision, but it does give away his position. And it was a forward one, so you can see Dr. Sean, 4Q, and Bear Grylls now aware. And a nade's coming up and over. Well placed, catches Soda out. We're caught on power lines. The push from Silent but Deadly. It is silent. Everyone crouched underneath the cover of rubble here, staying quiet. They've pushed up through the middle. They have the remainder of their offense over on the back end, kind of covering for potential flank. Nothing's of that sort's going to be happening here from SMC. This is the series deciding map, so I expect tight defenses out of both teams and very few defensive risks. Dr. Sean able to get Beefy out. I don't think Beefy was expecting him to come from that side. Most likely expecting him instead to cross from this side of the raw. Covering that angle. A nice use, though, of coming up the middle there and catching one out for a surprise. Really good job, actually. Now SMC into a 3v5. Almost a 2v5 as Landon nearly goes down from burning building. Oh no! A nade bounces off the pole.
Damn it.
Landing right next to him. Will be res. Landon's fine. Pwnecake and him right next to each other. Not ideal. Another frag. A good one. Up onto the second story. Does get 4Q. Landon with a great toss. And the push here coming out. Dr. Sean on the smoke. Doesn't get spotted. Finally, Pwnecake able to get him. Landon, though, goes down, and now we're into a 2v2. 4Q Resible inside burning building. Pwnecake should be finishing that off. And Sickness getting smoked out on the corner is going to try and rotate. Will Rush of Light catch that?
Hey, Dad. I'm across the street.
Raid there from Sickness. He goes down. We're into a 1v1. Pwnecake, the only one alive, has to rotate back towards objective. Does get barely across the wall before almost getting tagged. And he's going to try and go get the res onto Sickness, but that's not the right idea as Enigma is pushing in. The trade! No, not the trade. Pwnecake able to catch him out, and SMC Tactical, with the callouts from Sickness, take round one by the skin of their teeth. Wow. We're really in it. This game, dude. This series has been so back and forth. Silent but Deadly absolutely testing SMC Tactical, pushing them to their limit as a diamond tiered team. Silent but Deadly, reminder, are silver ranked right now. They're 30 MMR beneath SMC Tactical. Even if they, I mean, yeah, they just have to do well on this map. Just compete on this map, and the series is a win, even if they lose the final map. This is a, you know, this was the question of, will Silent but Deadly, a new team with old players, do well against a top tier team like SMC? And they are really, like I said, putting them with a run for their money. So I don't know. This is going to be, I expect a very back and forth unless SMC Tactical pulls something off here. Looks like we are going to maybe run into another timeout. Silent but Deadly running into some connection issues again. Hopefully we don't have to do any intermissions. Yeah, it does look like, unfortunately, we are going to have to take a timeout. Seems like connection issues plaguing Bear Grylls on Silent but Deadly, and they will be getting a replacement player. Trying to get info on how long timeout could be. Hopefully not too long. Maybe they'll have a replacement soon. Prepared watching the stream. Either way, I will cut again. Intermission. Actually, no, we have. Now is probably a good time to break this one out. Huh? Everybody already watched it. Here. Classic. Old school highlight from the good old days. Fill your time while I wait for this final minute. Over here on the left side, we have the Birds. Quite an engaging race that's been going on between Alfredo and Luesta, the number 1 and 2, commonly known. They are aggressively pushing the pack, leading at a world record pace around the track. I've never seen such speed as this. Alfredo is some more aggressive flapping than Luesta, but by golly, we're going to have ourselves a quiet and quick race here today. If you are just tuning in, welcome to Birdtona 9000. We have fun around here. We have fun. If you want to get more involved in the fun, you can always head on over to the vrmasterleague.com/onward at the bottom of your screen here. You'll get your links to the Discord, Twitter, all that good stuff. Also a reminder, seen a few of them, the subs and bits, the support from the channel does go to us mods and, or the mods and us casters. I'm not a mod. Too much work. As I cast games. but it is much appreciated, and I do like to shout out anybody that does come by and drop that. We also have a bunch of great emotes, so definitely worth it. Hashtag worth. We're still waiting, so I think we're going to cut to intermission again. Ideally, we don't have to use all 5 minutes, and we'll be back in 2 or 3, but don't go anywhere. Round 1 has just been finished of the series decider. Trying to find a sub for their 5th. Not the time to be looking for one, I'll tell you that, Silent but Deadly. Man. It's called, what is it? Icing the puck? No, icing the... I don't know. You're icing the... They're icing the game here. They finally do have all 5, though. Dark Tunnel going to be their substitute, as predicted via the 8th member of Silent But Deadly tuning into the cast, or 7th. I think 7th. We're not going to have to wait around for round number 2 of map number 3, the series decider. SMC Tactical kicking it off with a lead of their own, and we'll see how they fare against Silent But Deadly on Quarantine on defense.
I really hope my game is focused, dude. Oh yeah.
More war chants. They vary, apparently, from Silent But Deadly. They have many. An interesting early rotation south. I think they're going to send one up to Plane Wing. Pop out here early. Could be fine. 4Q's pushing up to Ambulance. If he's patient, he can get an angle underneath Ambulance right onto a lot of potential attackers, but not before Dr. Sean gets his hands on one.
On his plane wing right now.
Pwnecake identifies enemy on Plane Wing. Took some shots on the rotation, couldn't catch him. Now they're in a bit of a 1v1, a bit of a face-off. Quick peek from Enigma. Very fast, using the full speed of the sprint to check. Pwnecake doesn't get those shots, and Enigma's just waiting here.
Just off plane wing still.
Actually dropped back off Plane Wing. Pwnecake as well, dropping off his position. Rest of SMC making their way forward up the north side. Sickness here by APC proned. Using these small defilades as cover.
Is that friendly? No. Fucking A, I missed him. He's at South Plane Wing on the ground.
Landon adjusting their callouts. I know he's off of Plane. Sickness getting into a bit of a negotiation with the ambulance defender. Manages to find him.
I don't know
Those
if I got
bullets
the
through the ambulance
or not.
able to
He took shots at me, I
penetrate.
fired back.
So it's not exactly a safe place to sit behind and defend from. It's very risky, but you also get some great angles. Sickness able to capitalize and find the pick first, though. And use his push. Everyone is inching forward just a little bit. Pwncake's crossed the street. Taking rooftop for cover. The smokes are going to start to come out here pretty soon. It's not going to be for a bit, though, until they see each other. Dr. Sean's tucked in and waiting for the cross. This spot I haven't seen very much of. Just because people can sneak behind those barriers there. He's not really watching that, though.
You get him at ambulance. I'm at ambulance. Don't kill me.
That was Pwnecake just sending out some confirmed shots at ambulance. Now, no, he's down. I don't think Sickness. Gonna see Dr. Sean here pretty soon. Dr. Sean takes the shots and he can't
One down North Road.
Thickness can't
Road.
find the
That's
reef,
two
the
down
shots
from me.
back. While radioing, Dr. Sean gets punished. Soda quickly peeking. Now
I
the
got one
push
more.
from
Okay, I've got one more
SMC.
crossing from south. Might have be dead and be calling out people, but I'm fine with that.
1v2 with the last defender way south. Dark tunnel with a key pick denies the west approach. Up to Soda and Pwnecake to cross the street. Their one defender, Enigma, waiting for that to happen. Dark Tunnel gets one, and Enigma
Yeah, baby.
finds Pwnecake trying to come in. They both catch a kill for themselves, and Silent but Deadly keeping it tied 1-1. 3-3. Should be 3-3, but we've had a bit of a timeout here. A couple of timeouts this round. What's going on here? Taking all 2 minutes? No, it's only a minute and a half. I don't know why you're waiting this long between rounds. But I'm not going to be talking this whole time between it. My voice is toast after this series. This has been a long one. An exciting one. I need to keep what voice I got left on this Tuesday afternoon for when the action comes down and the series plays out. I wonder if we had a... Finally, round starts.
Cement thingy. And check for any crab until you identify the spawn. Or do you want to go there? Can you identify? Are you identifying the spawn then?
The fact that I even
Right here. I got it. Okay.
complained a little bit there. These teams should be readying in 30 seconds or less. But here we are. The caster NightFiree starving to death after casting for almost 2 hours. Really hasn't been that long of a series. I've experienced much longer. The other day I had a much longer one with beginners. 5-man push north here for Silent but Deadly.
Roof is mine. Alright, boys, we have high ground. We have this entire north to work with.
Four and a half minutes. They've taken the north side from Crater Spawn. I'm trying to figure out what the heck they're planning on doing or when it's going to happen. Mr. Beefy's tucked in, waiting for that west approach. Gets caught out on a peak by the sub Dark Tunnel. His third kill here, no deaths. Dark Tunnel doing some work. They should have brought him in earlier. May have made last map a little bit easier on themselves. Either way, he's doing good here on Quarantine. And the series decider gets them an early lead, 5-4. Impressive fire across the middle. Dark Tunnel inching his way up, and Beefy waiting in the gap, catches him. Nice pick for him. Now a 4v4.
What's up?
Yeah, Roger, I think we're down the gas station. It's not North Street, Roger.
Roger. Third wing!
Bit of a trade here between Plane Wing. Mr. Beefy goes down on the east. On the west, sorry. Dr. Sean's trying to make his way in towards objective. Only 2 left alive. The rotation from Captain Soda comes out. He's got his eyes on objective, and Ponecake's trying to hold down burning building. 2v4 here. SMC Silent but Deadly turning it up, trying to get this cap. Smokes are out.
They need to come back close.
Sean pushes up in the smokes just behind Ponecake. He gets inside. Soda able to deny him once he gets right on top of objective. Very key point there for Soda to be holding. Shots from Ponecake onto the side of Enigma. I would say 2v2. SMC have managed to hold on and even the odds. Minute left on the clock, not even 50 seconds.
I'm going to try and push around the back of ambulance.
Work here with a bit of a lengthy rotation, has the time for it. Rush of Light, meanwhile, going to go up the middle. This may work to catch Soda out. Soda could be distracted by Rush of Light pushing up here. may hear 4Q as well. Spots Rush of Light, then turns on the corner. He may be able to get both here as 4Q starts his long rotation. Should know that Soda's there. Gets him out. 15 seconds left on the clock. He comes crashing in towards objective. Checks the pad. Knows how much time he has left. 3 seconds, 2, 1. He can't cap in time. And it's been a while since I've seen a round go to the limit, but it does. SMC Tactical will take the round on time and the lead 2-1. Hey, look at that. Hardly any time wasted between rounds. SMC looking to take the series here, potentially on a cap.
You can live on adrenaline.
Yeah. Go, 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 go.
Bit of a south rotation there. SMC Tactical with the same spawn. We're going to get a little bit earlier engagement with this defense, though.
Oh shit, watch out. That dude.
Dr. Sean and Forky taking control of the North. Soda getting into a bit of an exchange here. Home Cake actually gets one. An interesting angle as Soda comes crashing up the North. They have a lot of defenders here to suppress this North push. Rush of Light, Dark Tunnel, 2 getting picked up there with a quick res from Beefy. Landon onto Beefy. Landon pushing up on the white truck. May catch one. Does get Rush of Light.
I got one pushing the 18-wheeler.
Silent but deadly. Trying to get very aggressive after learning that spawn. They end up backfiring on them unless they can find another 4Q. And Dark Tunnel still very close. Enigma catches own Cake. He's trying to rotate around the south, and they're getting really aggressive. Enigma going around the backside for a flank. They have no one on objective. They are trying to completely push down SMC with a very aggressive round here. Dark Tunnel now starting to drop back. They have one on roof, one flanking, and nobody even near OBJ. This is a real risky defense, but it's slowed down SMC enough, and it may pay off. That flank playing out. Long time. At this point, he's sure to get one. May miss his opportunity to catch them out here. Then does rotate, doesn't get caught. Here's shots from behind him, though. Shots confirming, it seems like. Distracting at the very most, and he goes down. Beefy able to catch Enigma on the flank. Dark Tunnel, though, got Landon in the process. Beefy catches him out on the rotation. Now the last defender has to crash back towards objective. Expose themselves to potential angles, and Beefy may be able to find it. Otherwise, maybe 4Q will just wait for Beefy to push WJ. I think he actually has... Yeah, again, just kind of risking the biscuit, waiting to see if he'll cross this street. Being in a very forward defensive position, I doubt Beefy will be prepared for this. Yeah, 4Q's definitely feeling a little nervous about being the last one alive here. Checking a bunch of different angles. And now this spot I think he may settle into for the rest of the round, because this is a good one. Beefy has to cross this street to get to that objective. Minute 20 on the clock. Go over to Beefy and see what his plan is. Ooh, if he continues on a bit of a rotation round towards ambulance, he may catch the back of 4Q. Oh, and that's what he's going to do. He's going to drop around this side. He's not going to expect 4Q here in the bush, and you can't see him there. 4Q is completely camouflaged. He turns and doesn't see him now. He has the back of Beefy. He pops up. Wow, the bush monster 4Q. Securing his team around and keeping it tied 2-2. That's what I save the boys for. That planning phase to the fullest. Definitely need it. Going into one of the... I don't know, I guess I've seen this objective capped as much as I've seen it defended. But the far east side of the map. That was a really interesting defense there from Silent But Deadly. Incredibly risky. I've never really seen anything like that in a league match, but they sent all 5 up to the north side of the map to challenge SMC Tactical out of spawn. It almost worked, honestly. Really did almost pay off if Enigma had flanked a bit faster. Either way, they did end up taking the round, so their strategy's working regardless. See if they can keep working as we hop into round number 5 of this third map, the series decider. You'll see a bunch of teams smokes come out to allow them to cross the street. Just for safety, not exactly required. And there you see the top tier smoke strategy, angling the smokes to push the smoke forward in front of them. It really looks like you could run and have the cover you needed there. Either way, they get across, smoke's used, and a lot of utility invested in sending a couple over to the south, while the rest of Silent But Deadly, 4 strong, are going north.
No visual.
Soda getting a little antsy with some shots out early onto that rooftop. It's just so dicey to check that because of the angles you can hold. Thickness peeking up there.
I was just suppressing, trying to hit him. I saw him.
Land some shots. The reason it is risky is because this little pillar here is not penetrable, but see-through. So Rush of Light has vision, but is safe from rounds. He has to duck behind there, so it's really hard to compete against. Kind of interesting. It's like Silent But Deadly maybe readjusting, throwing in an audible into their plan. They sent everyone north, and then after taking rooftop, maybe just decided, yeah, that's what they did. They invested 3 or 4 up north to grab roof. Ensure they had it, ensure there wasn't any tomfoolery with people pushing here. And they rotated back south. There's still one here watching the far backside, dark tunnel, watching the far north. They are shifting their focus to a middle/south approach. Looks like Beefy there, taking some shots out towards Burning. Beefy with some nice shots from the dark hotel. Very hard to spot that defender. Catches out one at tank. 4Q now wary.
I'm going to throw a grenade at the white engine. Oh no, not I'm out of grenades.
It'd be hard for Silent But Deadly to make the south approach. Very surprised Landon hasn't gotten shots off on the plane wing. He has a clear sight on too.
Beefy. Watch out for that.
Wow, he drops back from what is a easy pick on plane wing. He'll opt to defend closer to objective. There is a minute 40 left though, so probably the right rotation. Beefy, another, finally getting 4Q there in the courtyard. He was lingering around there for quite some time. While Rush of Light and Dark Tunnel shifted down from the roof and made their way up to the turbine engine. They're going to start to push in towards objective. They're going to run into a lot of defenders here. Soda and the likes. Landon finally has found the south plane wing defender, but he's dropped back and he's going to rotate inside, and he'll run into Pwnecake. 5 still alive here from SMC with a minute left. Footsteps are heard, the trade.
One in cement trucks, one in cement.
Sickness trying to deny the close push there at cement trucks. Rush of Light. Dangerously close to objective though, but with 30 seconds left, it's going to be really hard for them to cross the street. Get past Soda. Like I said, Soda there catches one, and now Landon rotating back towards objective. 20 seconds left now for Dark Tunnel. SMC are going to be taking their defensive round and going up 3-2. And there it is. The time is up. Dark Tunnel losing track of how much he had left, and will trade to finalize it. SMC Tactical taking their defensive round in the lead 3-2. What a really good map. I mean, this series, dude, this has been really fun to watch. We've seen some really great, innovative plays from both teams, really. Silent but Deadly really showing off that they've been practicing, putting in the work this season. Surprised for a new team how well they're working together. Like we said earlier, they're not really a new team, but... man. We've seen angled smokes, full team defensive rotations onto spawn points, caps under smoke. Like, it's been quite an exhilarating one, to be honest. I'm really interested to see how it's going to cap off. SMC series and map point coming up, but they will be on offense, and this objective is not easy to cap, so as long as Silent but Deadly keep playing well, keep playing their defense well, I think they have a good chance here. See how it all shakes out. Take a quick gander at the score lines before we jump into round number 6 of map number 3, the series decider. Right here, series point for SMC Tactical if they can take this win. If they can take this offensive round, but it is a tall order. Silent but Deadly playing very well. Good defensive smokes allowing them to cross. Have their south defenders. Dark Tunnel into a bit of a forward position. Typically checked, sometimes naded. We'll see if that's the case today.
Was way back on the east side. We gotta watch that hill too.
SMC with 5 minutes are already pushed up. A whole lot of waiting around to see where people may be. Especially with an objective like this, defensive spots are pretty standard. They know that one cross south as well. That doesn't give you a lot of information, but it does give you some. I think Dark Tunnel is going to be the most surprising defensive spot here for SMC.
One down.
There was Dark Tunnel getting Sickness on the prone, but Sickness is able to be res, so he'll be radioing in very valuable information. Dark Tunnel's position is not going to be safe. A nade here, what I expect to come into this location. The nade from Beefy. It catches out Tunnel. Now the rotation needs to come out to get the res on the Sickness in the middle courtyard. Be able to get that relatively safely. Same time, Dark Tunnel is also only downed. Once Sickness goes up, I imagine he'll be confirmed, but he'll have the information as well.
Still one guy turbine.
I'm sorry. I couldn't.
Sickness stealing Landon's kill. Landon wanted that confirmed, but Sickness
Who
gets
got
it.
shot?
Continue with their push.
He was making call-outs.
One cross south by red car. I got eyes on south.
Take a look at where that sniper is.
the
Silenced
frickin' container,
SVD with a
the oil
12
containers.
times watching the north.
Side. He's gonna cross to the smoke.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the smoke, Beefy and Pwnecake in their way up. Pwnecake does take some rounds and quickly heals. He took those shots way up from the south in the third story. I don't think he's looking there. Landon
I may have killed the guy in
almost does
5
get
story.
him,
He was
but
third
can't
floor, back right corner.
find those shots. Enigma letting him know that indeed
Fire from
Landon
the
did
south,
not
got one in
land
the
any
south.
shots. Covering all kinds of angle. Enigma
Mine's
finds
one,
another
you got one
pick.
down in mall,
Great angles up
east
here on
side.
this 3-story. He has great cover using the pillar.
You got one pushing south on me.
Gonna be hard to shut down. SMC in a 4v4 now. SMC gotta be wondering what the heck to do here. They're sort of trapped. They know 4Q's in hotel. They know Sean's right there with those shots coming out. They have the person up on the 3-story. They know defensive positions, but they can't find those picks yet. They don't have the angles. They don't have the utility either. Enigma taking some shots. Beefy finally identifies him up there on the 3rd story. Now it's going to be harder for Enigma to do some work. 4Q, though, able to get Pwnecake is big in that dark hotel. It shifts Beefy's attention. A minute 10 left now on the clock. Dr. Sean peeking out as well. Landon trying to push up from the south, gets caught out by Enigma. Silent but Deadly are defending. Only one left now. Mr. Beefy gets 4Q. Rush of Light taking rounds from the SMG. LMG, sorry. Dr. Sean, though, peeks out, gets Soda into a 1v3. More from Rush of Light, and now Sean looking for that final kill on the cement trucks. Can't find it. Beefy's tucked in. One shifts around for the SVD as he crosses the street. Suppressive fire from the LMG. SVD peeks up. Can't land the shots. The trade here is so back and forth. Beefy on objective. 15 seconds left. Has to reload. The pistol shots are coming his way. 15 seconds on the clock. The rotation comes out. Beefy catches him. Enigma now coming down the stairs. Will Beefy be able to get the clutch? He's ready and he gets it. SMC and the clutch from Beefy. They take the series in an exciting fashion to capitalize. I mean, wow, what a great way to round off this series with SMC in a clutch moment there. Beefy catching so many out on rotations. They didn't have to rotate either. He only had 10 seconds left to cap. But, man, the caster and perspectives there coming into play. What a fantastic attempt. But SMC come out ahead by the skin of their teeth in this series. Silent but deadly. They are a team that we are going to have to watch here on the VR Master League a little bit closer. Definitely, in my opinion, more deserving of a silver ranking right now. Putting SMC to the test. Nearly taking map 1. Taking map 1, nearly taking it 4-0. But taking it ultimately 4-3, but then SMC just sort of shutting them down on Tanker and then winning their final Marsoc round here on Quarantine. Man, what a great series. Loved tuning into that. I'm glad I stopped in this Tuesday afternoon to grab this one. And with that, I think it'll be it for me this afternoon. If you want more of the VRML action, head on over to the website at the bottom of your page here, vrmasterleague.com/onward. You can join the Discord, the Twitter, follow all of the good links that you'll need to watch more Master League content, because there is a lot of it. Reminder, later this week, Saturday, we have a historic rematch, Global Chem versus Beginners in the Button Cup. That'll be really exciting to watch. I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, I mean, dang, what a great way to start the week. SMC coming out ahead, winning the series, and that's it for me. My name is NightFiree with 2 E's. I will see you all later this week with more Master League action. Don't miss it. Bye-bye.